All Advancing Prefab stories are brought to you by Mandeville Modular.
We're talking about high performance in modular construction and what happens with those particular materials that makes a selective and effective solution. I'm Audrey Grabesic with Offsite Dirt Network, and I'm here with Heith Bibby, who is the CEO of Mandeville Modular. Heith, how are you today?
I'm doing excellent.
I love that we are talking a little bit more about your building system, but in particular about the products and materials that you're choosing in order to build with. What do those materials and products look like?
Well, we're so focused on not affecting, our environment. So for us, recycled components are really important to us, limiting any potential off-gassing that does not impact the environment negatively, while enhancing the performance of all the components we put in, such as even like drywall, that we're looking for recycled components. It's much lighter, it's more effective in its fire rating. Those are the type of things that we look to put in our modular units.
So when you're looking at that and you're looking at your assembly system in California, and for those that don't know, you have a steel frame system, correct?
That is correct. Structural steel and then light gauge infill walls.
And so when you're choosing your materials and you're building your assemblies, is it really important and effective for your team to know about those materials and why you're using them?
Definitely. So whenever we're incorporating a new component or a new material, we have where we educate our team as to the benefits of this component, the proper application of this component, so we maximize on the versatility and the effectiveness of that component that we're incorporating into our system.
Do you find that a lot of the architects and engineers that you're working with are considering more sustainable practice, considering more materials that are making it effective for your builds?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing I like about the architects and engineers we work with, we challenge them. So we have our own design team in-house that we push that envelope. We just don't sit back and accept what they're giving us. We always look for a better component, a more eco-friendly component, a component that performs at a higher level to ensure the durability and the long-lasting effects that our modular units present to our clients.
You know, Heith, we talk about building and we have all these municipalities, right? We have the state level that we have to be compliant with, and then we go to the municipality, and of course that's where we gain our building permits from, right? And we're seeing these 2015 codes and 2012 codes. Where would you say the performance of your builds are at with your building codes, like different building codes that are out there today?
I mean, I think our system is way past those building codes. We outperform all those building codes. I think our building codes are antiquated. They really need to catch up with where we are and where we progress in regards to the efficiency and performance of our system.
And I think that's key. And when we're talking about building codes, obviously a lot of the things that you guys are doing are multifamily commercial projects. Can you talk a little bit more about the type of products that you guys do?
Yeah, so we focus a lot on the multifamily, high rise. We don't see a limit in what we do. If you think about what we're doing with the structural steel and light gauge, if you look at a hotel construction, it's 40 stories. That's exactly what it's built with, is structural steel and light gauge. So for us in the modular space, we feel as if we should be able to attain the same height as you can with a traditional, steel building you'd see for a hotel and high rise.
It's important, and it's important not only to know your product, but teaching your team and coming and allowing them to understand how effectively those products are working within the build system.
Right.
I love that. And I love that you are taking the leadership role in order to create that ecosystem. That seems to be the big thing here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's it. The ecosystem, the collaboration, and education. That's what a lot of people don't really talk about, is the education. That's our main push. That's my main push. I meet a client, a new architect. It's, educating them as to what our system's capabilities are and what the future holds with our systems involved.
In your particular build system, in your steel frame system, do you guys use any other type of, do you have wood frame walls? Is it all steel frame walls? Can you talk a little bit more about the composite of that module that you guys are building?
Yeah, definitely. So we don't utilize any wood components in our modular frame, our modular exterior. The envelope is all steel. Even our sheathing is a composite concrete component. So that eliminates the potential for mold, mildew. It doesn't delaminate like you would have if it's exposed to water. So that's the performance level that we're really trying to obtain and maintain and exceed at when putting our system together.
And one of the things I really like about your products are when you are working in islands, right? And maybe you're working in Jamaica or you're working in Hawaii, and with your components, you are also considering the outside of those steel frame structures with a solution where there's not a lot of rusting and like corrosion, right? So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So if we're in an environment such as Jamaica or the Bahamas where we have some projects, we actually coat our structural steel main members with a coating that resists, any penetration of salt water. On an island, whether it's 50 miles wide, 100 miles long, you have the steel the salt that travels in the air, which can be corrosive to steel. So we coat that. We also then encapsulate that with our Armax product that we utilize to capture the exterior of our building. So when you think of the structural steel component, it's encapsulated prior to you putting the exterior cladding on, whether it's glass, stucco, siding, sheet metal. So we really work towards protecting your structure so it performs as it should.
And that's the dirt on Offsite Dirt. You just met a little bit more or knew a little bit more about Heith at Mandeville Modular. Make sure you check them out.
Thank you to Mandeville Modular for supporting our industry.